Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Christina, and if you're new here, I make YouTube videos about teaching English online. Now since we're all quarantined, I thought it would be a good idea to do a work from home vlog so I can show you specifically how I work from home. And I am an online English teacher, so this is going to be specific to my type of work schedule. I want to share with you guys 4 tips and tricks that I've learned because I've actually been teaching English online for the past 2 years now. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want me to make more videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe for more. Okay, so one of the first tips for working from home during quarantine I found very helpful is to create a great morning routine. Now, having some type of routine is extremely important during this time. I know it is very tempting to just stay in bed, snooze the alarm, and not even shower. But a morning routine consists of adding small habits that will allow you to get more done. Habits have been proven to reduce the amount of time we waste doing absolutely nothing. Creating better habits would allow you to get closer to your goals, and it essentially builds a foundation for your life. I actually learned about creating small habits from the book Atomic Habits, which I would really recommend. The author, James Clear, talks about just being 1% better every single day. By doing just one thing that is really quick, but by doing it consistently, you're becoming that person that you want to be, or those habits that you want to have, you're essentially having them by just doing something so simple. For me, that is just making my bed in the morning. First thing in the morning, I like to make my bed, get that over with. By doing that, I feel so accomplished, and I feel like it just gives me a boost of energy. So I really recommend checking out that book or the author. I'll link him in the description box. One thing that I've implemented lately is a daily workout. I used to go for a jog before the lockdown, but I really enjoy doing yoga now, especially from the channel Alo Yoga on YouTube. They have really good content, and yoga is so good for your body, for your mind, for your joints, and to be more flexible, especially now that we're quarantine. We're not moving as much. We're sitting down for so many hours, either in front of the computer, in front of the TV, or sitting down because we're not that mobile. So I think it's extremely important to be stretching your body or doing some type of exercise to move your body, even if it is for just 5 minutes. And I really enjoy doing this. Once I'm done, I take a shower, get ready for work. And this actually, you see right here, is my work uniform. Because I teach English online, I usually have a t-shirt that says teacher in Chinese, or I usually just wear a colorful t-shirt. And by consistently doing this routine in the morning before starting work, I always feel so accomplished and motivated to do more. The second tip for working from home is to find a dedicated workspace. I know it may be challenging to find a place to work when you're home because you may feel like working from anywhere that is comfortable. But just because you can work from bed doesn't mean you should. And if you try it, after a week, you'll notice your productivity go down and that it takes you so long to accomplish regular simple tasks. The trick here is to treat it like a real office. This is my workspace, which is just a wall with a world map in the back, but I'm going to transform it into my workspace. What I like about this approach is that when I move things around, so you may not have a specific place that has an office, but by just moving some furniture around and putting it in that specific area during the time that you're working, then you're really creating that space to work. And when it's done, you can move it back into that leisure location. So if that is your table, if that is your dining room table, if that is any place that you have in your house that you're going to change into a workspace, you also wanted to make it where the rest of your family can enjoy that space. So for me, once I'm done working and I move everything back, this is again my foyer. This space for me has basically 2 functions. It works as a stand-up desk and a sit-down desk as well. My little trick here is that I use this box to turn it into a stand-up desk. This is just my juicer box, my old juicer box. I basically just put it on top of my table and kind of do the whole setup with my lighting and my laptop. And by having that, I can either teach standing up or teach sitting down. And I think it's so important to have different ways of working, so you're not always sitting down at your desk. It's really good to stand up sometimes so that you have like a little bit of mobility, because you're going to be sitting for long periods of time when you're home. So that's one of the little tricks that I have. If you have any boxes in your house, or maybe some tools that you can use, you don't have to purchase something expensive. Just use what you have at home and make it work to your best of your ability. My third tip to work from home is to create a work schedule. Now that you did your morning routine and you have a dedicated workspace, it's time to create your work schedule. I think it is extremely important to schedule work so that you can get the most out of your day. One tip that I like to use is time blocking. What I do is I like to pull out my calendar and plan out my work. I know this is going to be different for everybody depending on what type of work you do and where you live, but by clearly defining your working hours, you can have a sense of normalcy while being at home. For me, since I am teaching English online, I just time block working hours for the next 2 weeks. If you don't know, I live in Vietnam, so my working schedule is very similar to China. I used to work in the evenings, so 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. But since quarantine, all the Chinese students are home. My schedule is now from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I usually work about 3.5 hours. So I do 3 classes, one 30-minute break, then I do another 3 classes. It depends, it varies on what week. Some weeks I do open a little bit more, and on the weekends I work a little bit more. So it depends on how I schedule that week specifically. But I do try to schedule classes all in a row and then have a break in between. This allows me to be more productive because I have a set work time schedule. And it's very important to communicate that with your family so that they know that you are working. My husband and I, we both work online, so we kind of have the same schedule, so we understand that. But I think it's really important to communicate that with your family and let them know that this is going to be your work hours. My fourth and final tip for working from home is to schedule breaks. I would recommend working in increments of 25 minutes. These are called Pomodoros. So you do 25 minutes of work, you take a 5-minute break, and then you go back again. You can do that for maybe 2 to 3 hours, and then you take a longer break. So this is very effective for me, and also as an online English teacher, I love the platforms that allow me to teach 25-minute classes. So what I usually do is I do 25 minutes, do my feedbacks first, then I like to stretch, get up, move my body a little bit, drink some water, and especially if you're sitting for a long period of time, it's really good to just kind of move your body and shake things up a little bit. Now for the longer breaks, when I do like a full 30-minute break, like I said, I do 3 classes in a row with a 5-minute break in between each, and then I do a 30-minute break, and then I do a 3 classes in a row again. For the 30-minute break, I do like to give my eyes a screen break. We are spending so much time in front of the computer, in front of our phones, in front of the TV. So it's so important to give yourself time in nature or time away from any kind of technology in general. So give your eyes some rest, give your eyes a break. I like to go outside. If you do have a balcony, if you have a backyard, I'd recommend just going out, spend some time in nature, do something where you are exposing yourself to the outside, because you are not meant to be inside your whole life. So this is something I would really recommend, especially being inside of your house as much as possible. If you can, of course, do that. So there you have it, 4 tips on how to work from home during quarantine. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Also, if you're interested in becoming an online English teacher, make sure you check out the links in the description box. You can also find me on Instagram at Christina Clesca. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye!